Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Rocket Chiro podcast, the business and marketing podcast for chiropractors. We're going to talk about social media today and try to answer the question, is social media worth doing? You're a chiropractor and you're trying to decide if this is something that you're going to put your time, your effort, and your money into. And I'm going to go through some things that you want to think about. And there isn't one answer for anyone. I've been saying this over and over again on the podcasts I've been doing recently. And my intention for these podcasts is to help you get some good information so that you make the best decision for your individual practice. Now, before we get into this, I do want to remind you, if you want a better chiropractic website, reach out to me through Rocket Chiro. If you want some help with Google Ads or with SEO, I'd be happy to help you with that, especially if you're a listener to the podcast. Reach out to me. I'd love the opportunity to help you. If you're getting started or you're feeling a little stuck, check out my Next Step program. And if you'd just like me to take a look at your website and SEO with no obligation, no pressure, nothing like that, go to Rocket Chiro, request a practice assessment. I'll look at your stuff. I'll record a custom video where I look at your actual website and your actual SEO and give you some really good tips. So all that can be done at rocketchiro.com. So I had a client the other day that had emailed me and basically said, I haven't been doing social media very much lately. I know I need to do that because it's important. So what do I do? And the problem, there's sort of some problems with this thought process, which led me to making some notes and thinking to myself, like, I wanted to talk about this on the podcast. Part of the problem with that whole line of thinking is just the general assumption that you have to do social media, or that social media is so incredibly important that if you're not posting stuff on there, that it's just an absolute detriment to your practice. So like if you're not getting new patients and you want to get new patients and you're not posting on social all the time, that's the problem. And there can be some truth to that. And I think that this is the problem with a lot of things when you're making decisions from a marketing standpoint and the direction you want to go with your chiropractic practice and with branding, is that there's some truth and error sort of mixed in with that thought process. Can social media be awesome and amazing? And can it be a primary driver for your marketing and for your practice? Yes, absolutely. Is posting on social media just for the sake of posting on social media, is that the thing that's going to get you to that point? No, absolutely not. Social media isn't for everyone. It just isn't. And I'll tell you, I'm not a social media guy. So if you listen to this podcast and you're like, oh, I'm going to go follow Jerry on social and do what he does, don't do that. I'm not a social media guy. I don't have a large following on social media because some of the stuff that we're going to talk about in this podcast that is like, hey, these are the things that are going to help you on social and this is what you have to do. These are things that I have decided that I'm not willing to do. And so since I'm not going to do those things, I can't expect social media to be a primary driver for Rocket Chiro. Do I have social media accounts? Yes, I do. I have a Facebook page, which is worthless. I have an Instagram account, which is probably my most active social media. I have a YouTube channel that 6 people that watch me on. Maybe it's 7 now. And so I do have social platforms, but for me, there's other things that drive my business. The podcast is a big driver for the business. The audio version of the podcast has always been a big driver for my business. Referrals, search engine optimization. There are things that are drivers for my business. Social media is a complement for my business. And that's the way that if you're not going to be someone who's a standout on social media, because you're not doing the things that make you even give you the potential to be a standout on social media, then social media should be a supporting thing for your practice. And if you're not even going to do that, I would say just don't do it at all and accept the fact that you're not going to benefit from social media and put your energy in other things. So let's sort of break this down a little bit. The promise for social media is basically this. It's like, oh, it's gonna build your brand. It's gonna keep top of mind. It's gonna help you connect with your community. It's gonna drive in new patients. Like it's just gonna be the greatest thing ever. But what a lot of chiropractors experience when they start doing social media is they're posting and posting and posting and posting and just nothing happens. It's just crickets. Like they're not getting a lot of activity. They're not getting a lot of follows. They're not getting a lot of new patients from it. And it just becomes this massive time sucker. And you could also spend some money on social media doing ads and different things. And it could be a time and money sucker, even though most chiropractors don't do that when they're first getting started. They're just usually wasting a lot of time. What ends up happening is a lot of chiropractors will some just give up, which I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing. I mean, if it's not working for you, I don't think that you're obligated to keep doing it. Even though social media works really, really well for some people, it is possible that the answer to your problem is just don't do it, or just don't do it the way that don't spend as much time on it as what you currently are. I think the worst thing is actually for a chiropractor to continue to spend a bunch of time and effort and energy onto it, going about it the wrong way, not getting results, and having in their brain, they've convinced themselves that if I just keep doing this, it's going to change someday. That's a terrible way to go about marketing. That's a terrible approach to take to business. You should treat your social media the same way that you would any other thing that you're doing in your practice. And that is testing and trial and error and doing things in the right way and evaluating your results. And when you're getting good results, you continue. If you're getting bad results, you either tweak it or scrap it. And you should treat social media the same way. So what actually works on social media? I did a deep dive on the top chiropractors on Instagram, and this is true for Instagram. Facebook is sort of a dying thing. I think Facebook groups have value. I think there's some value to Facebook, but I wouldn't spend a bunch of time and energy trying to build a Facebook following. Like, I think that Facebook has kind of seen its glory days, and if you want to interact in local groups and niche groups and things like that, that makes a lot of sense. But I wouldn't spend a bunch of time trying to build your page or whatever. Instagram, TikTok, those seem to be a lot more popular. And really the key to it is going to be interaction. And social media isn't a place where you're just doing marketing in the way that we traditionally think of marketing. It really is a conversation. It really is a community. It really is, when done well, the people that are doing well on social media are responding to messages. They're posting stuff that people are interacting with. They are regularly posting. They're DMing people. They're having conversations. They're very involved. It's a very, very social thing. This is part of the reason that I don't do it. I've told you guys over and over again on this podcast that I'm an introvert, and the doing social media the way that social media needs to be done to have it really, 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 really benefit me requires me to be more extroverted than what I particularly care to be. And since I have marketing skills and skills in other area with content creation and SEO and stuff like that, I choose to build my business a different way. And that might be the same thing that you do as well. But you have to understand that if you aren't willing to put out content that people interact with that is unique and is interesting, if you're not willing to respond to comments, if you're not willing to DM people and message them and start a conversation with them, if you're not willing to do those things, you're not willing to do the thing that is the driver for social media, which is interaction. And people that do this is one of the traps you get into when I said that oftentimes social media is a time sucker. Where it's a money sucker is when these companies get a hold of you and they offer to do social media management for you. And they're not offering to help you with your unique content. They're offering to manage and post stuff on your social accounts. I'm telling you, that stuff is usually garbage. I've never seen anything that is like that actually works. Now, if somebody's helping you with your content, that is completely different. Because that's like having someone help you with your videos or help you with your editing. That makes a ton of sense. Or someone who takes your content and makes it look better, or edits it, or posts it, or runs ads for you, or boosts it, or whatever. Those things can be really, really valuable. But the foundation of that working is you and your unique content and the willingness you have to do that part of it. If you're not willing to do that, and you're not going to create any unique content, and you're just going to pay someone to post quotes and tips and exercise things and generic, whatever, that stuff doesn't work. People don't interact with it. It's garbage. And it's just, that's where you get a time sucker and a money sucker when you're paying these companies. And I've had people over the years have asked me, I get asked multiple times a year, hey, do you do social media management? And my response is always the same. If I could figure out a way to do it so that it's actually worth paying for, I would do it. I personally have a massive problem with charging people for things that are worthless. I want to provide value for my clients. Everything I do, I want it to be a net positive for my clients. I don't want it to be like, oh, well, I can make money doing this because chiropractors are dumb enough to pay for it. And if that's you, please stop paying for that. It's garbage. It's nonsense. Unless you have really good data that says that what you're paying for is worth paying for, stop doing it. I've never seen it work. It's ridiculous. And it goes against everything that it makes sense about social media. The most popular people on Instagram and TikTok are not paying people to manage their social media. You can't get there from here. It doesn't work that way. So what is the thing that you do? So if you're committed to do this, then do it. If that's your personality, if you like the attention, you like being in front of a video, you like editing, you like creating funny stuff or educational things, or like if you like it, then do it. Like deep dive in it, do it well, figure out how to do it great. And if you're a chiropractor that is trying to get people into your chiropractic practice, then definitely focus on local interaction. But ultimately, there are chiropractors that are making money beyond their local area because of their popularity on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. So there are some opportunities there beyond your local chiropractic practice if you're good enough at it and if you get enough popularity with it. So if that's your personality and that's what you want to do and you're excited about that and you want to be a Instagram influencer or whatever, then do it. Just do it right. Be consistent, interact, create your own content. That's how you do it right. Now, if you're like me and it's sort of like, ugh, it just isn't something I really want to do. I like posting memes. Memes don't require me to be in front of the camera, and they don't require the same level of interaction that other things might. And so I like to create memes. I think they're funny. Chiropractors interact with them. It's probably the only reason. The small following that I have online is mostly because people enjoy my memes more so than they enjoy my podcasts or enjoy me saying something educational, because people are on social media a lot of times to be entertained. So, if you're like me, then I would suggest using social media as a complement to your practice, not as a driving force. Let it be one of the cars on your train, but don't expect it to be the engine. If you're going to write a blog, then use your social media to let people know about that blog, to use it to push out content. If you're going to create, you're going to podcast, or you're going to create a video or whatever, use your social media to drive that a little bit. If you have an event going on, if you have stuff happening in your practice, if you have testimonials that people leave a review for you, or they do a video testimonial, then repurpose those things on social media. Like, take advantage of the fact that you have an audience and there is some potential for reach that is there. So use it smartly, but don't expect it to be this massive, like, you can't compare yourself to someone who's doing social media on a high level and they're getting 40 and 50 and 60 new patients a month. You can't compare yourself to that when you're just posting occasionally, or you're posting updates from your office, or you're only posting testimonials. You're posting things that could very well be important for your people, but they don't get the interaction. They don't get the organic reach that other types of content get. You can't expect it to function the same way. In that sense, you might find yourself spending money and time on SEO, or spending money and time on Google ads, or spending money and time on local events or networking or internal marketing. There could be these other marketing drivers that could be the foundation for your new patients. And then the social media is a way to stay in contact with your current people, a way of staying top of mind, a way of reaching a few people every now and then, but it isn't going to be the primary driver for your practice. So is it worth doing? If you love it and you're going to do it right, yeah. Even if you're just getting started and you don't have a lot, I mean, everybody starts with nothing. I know when I started my Instagram account and my Facebook page for Rocket Chiro, I'm a nobody in the chiropractic world. I had one person that liked my Facebook page and it was me. So you have to start somewhere, even in the people that have tens of thousands or 100,000 plus followers on Instagram or on YouTube subscribers and whatever, you have to start somewhere. So even if you're just getting started, if that's who you want to be and you like being in front of the camera, you have the skill for it, you have the talent, or you have the commitment level to it, and you're going to commit to doing it right, and interaction is going to be your goal, then do it. Absolutely do it. But if that's not who you are, like, don't think that you have to do social media that way, or that if you aren't showing up on Google, that it's because of your social media accounts. Like, that's not the case. There's a lot of things that impact Google search, and your social media accounts really aren't one of them. It might become more of an issue down the road, but at the moment, that's not why you're not showing up on Google, and there's other ways to market your practice. So if you just hate it, or you're going to be inconsistent with it, you don't have any help, it's just this drudgery, I think you should have accounts. And I think you should have accounts, and you should put some basic information, some pictures and a few updates. And when you have these things that you can share, like if somebody leaves a review, you could take a screenshot of it and post it. And I think that there's some validating that you're a real person that is good about social media, even if you're not a social media star. Because some people will look you up on social, just sort of get comfortable with, have they found the right place? Have they found the right chiropractor? And so I think you should have them, and I think that you should post on it occasionally. But if it's not going to be a primary thing, and you're not the personality to make it a primary thing, then I would just focus on other things, and I just don't spend your time and your effort and your money on it. And don't worry about it. Just do something else. So those are my thoughts about, is social media worth it? Sort of depends on you. And I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think it's just a matter of what is a fit, what makes sense for you. And if it makes sense for you, do it. If it doesn't make sense for you, then find a different way to market your practice. So that's it. Those are my thoughts. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. I appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the podcast. If you know a chiropractor who doesn't listen, which is a lot of chiropractors, because a lot of chiropractors don't listen, please share the podcast with them. I'd really, really appreciate that. If you want help with your website, SEO, Google Ads, let me know. If you need help with your business and marketing, check out my Next Step program. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'll talk to you in the next episode. See you guys.